Hey, good evening and welcome to Between the Lanes, episode number 66. I'm Ron.
I'm Shane.
And we got a few things to talk about, not a whole lot. But as usual, we will start off with our race results and the race reports from last weekend. Again, welcome. You find us on YouTube. Slot Racer is the channel. We now have 66 episodes up, along with some how-to videos and some other special videos. Facebook, we are Between the Lanes is our page. And race results from last weekend, the winning report. The AWRA was at Thunderdome in California. Don't have any pictures of the podium guys, so in the sportsman class, and that's a sportsman class womp womp there. Kevin Sabol was the winner, Herman James second, and J.K. Kenny was third. They also raced Legends, and Kevin Sabol was again the winner, so he doubled up. J.K. Kenny was second, and Cameron Austin was third. The Mid-South Slot Car Racing Association was at the Slot Car Track Concord in Concord, North Carolina. And in the 4-inch class, our fellow race host, Shane Walker, sped to a new track record and TQ'd, and he was the race winner. Walker McNulty was second, and Bobby Beachman was third. And GTP, Bobby was the winner after Shane had some setbacks with some body issues early in the race. And Walker was third. Dirt late model, Walker was the winner. Shane was second. Timmy Bottoms third. And in the scale 4.5-inch NASCAR class, Walker was again the winner with Shane second and Bobby in third. And they raced on the MTT track. The Buckeye Retro Series was at Downriver Speedway in Lincoln Park, Michigan. That was the site of the 2018 Flexipalooza. In the Retro Angle Winder class, Frank Ulbrich was the winner, Richard T. second. I was third. I'm not in the picture because I was taking a picture. Can-Am Frank was the winner with Austin Thiel second and Uncle Bob Dempsey in third. F1, Richard T. was the winner over Frank, and then Jeremy Wyatt in third. And Paco's, of course, donated some buns and sauce. And there's a photo of the bun and sauce winners. Thank you, Paco's, for your donations. We appreciate it. The Fall Brawl was at Speed Zone in Mount Holly, New Jersey. And they had a couple of races that don't count towards like the overall Fall Brawl championship. So they ran GT Coupe on the flat track. Chris Radish was the winner. Gugu was second. Tom Adams was third. And then they ran Can-Am Plus and Retro Pro on the King track. In Can-Am Plus, Dale Yamashita was the winner. John Gorski second. Matt Bruce third. Retro Pro, John Gorski was the winner with Wes Bakunis in second and Matt Bruce third. Stock car race, I'm pretty sure was held on the Engelman. The winner there was Keith Libby, who narrowly beat out Danny Zona. Adam Chaya was third. In the GTC FK class, Danny Zona was the winner. Steve Levitsky was second. Jason Holmes third. In the GTC Coupe Pro class, Mike Biscuit Brissett was your winner. Willie Custer was second. Will Brinkley third. And in F1, that was a picture of the finish of F1. Duran was the winner. Chubby was a very close second. Willie Custer was third. And before I go further, I want to talk about this a little bit. So, of course, there was a little bit of chatter on Facebook about I don't know exactly what all was said, but news posted, the results are final.
Right.
The results was Duran was the winner and Chubby was second. And
right.
Duran's car is the purple and yellow car up against the wall. I guess 3/4 to at least half of the cars ahead of Chubby's, who is still in the slot on orange lane. And another notorious race director mentioned that he would have called it differently. I asked him why or how he would have called it differently, and yeah, he would have said because Duran's car was not in the slot. So
I've lost a race like that before. Someone's come off and got by me.
And they've been scored the winner.
Yep. Yeah, I was second, and I was just like, okay.
Right. And you know, the way I see it, Duran's car is ahead. No matter any way you slice it. There's nothing in the rules that I've ever seen or read anywhere that the cars have to be in the slot at the end of the race,
right,
to be scored or not scored, I guess. And I mean, have you ever been leading a race and the guy in second coasts by you when the power goes off? And
oh yeah,
you know, like I was ahead of him when power off before the power went off.
It's funny because the what year was that? 2015. The Nats there. Mike Isles actually got by me for 4th place in 4.5-inch scale on a coast.
Yeah.
So I was scored 5th, and he was scored 4th because he rolled past me.
Right. So yeah. So basically, a decision was made, and you know, maybe some people didn't like it, but some people did. I don't know, but
right.
I mean, it just brings up a lot of questions. Like, I don't know if you've ever ran on a track that's sectioned by radiuses, or they have radiuses. They call it radius sectioning. So they start at the start finish line, and they measure each lane. So, like for example, back in the day on King tracks, because the start finish line would be over in the short chute before the 90. You would measure so many feet marks on red and so many feet on black, and measure it, and you'd have to draw a line to the radius because
yeah, I've seen that on a track.
On black actually traveled farther to get to that point than
right.
on red. So one time I was 6 inches ahead. Well, no, I was actually a foot ahead.
Right.
The car in second, but he was determined the winner because he had reached the next section. Like he was in 23 and I was in 22. Even though I was a foot ahead, just the way the radius works.
Right.
I got second when I was actually ahead on the track. So yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's the way it was. That was a bitter pill to swallow, I tell you. So. All right, so moving along. So in the Can-Am class, Willie Custer was the winner, and Mike Brissett was second, and Will Brinkley was third, and Will Brinkley was the overall heavyweight fall brawl champion, as you can see by the belt he is wearing. So congratulations to everybody. NORCAL Slot Car Racing Association raced the weekend before last, and because I didn't have all the photos or didn't find all the information, I said we could talk about it this week's show, so here we go. So in the stock car amateur class, Dwayne Hill was the winner. In the expert stock car class, this one's kind of out of order. Jeremy Stouts was your winner. Brian Canuti was second. Jeffrey Cohn third. In the stock car advanced, it was Nikki Shackelford was the winner. Ken Key second, Richard Freeman third. And in the pro stock car class, Chris Dre was your winner. Rocky Rommel was second, Ryan McDaniel third. Then in the NAS truck amateur, Michael Caesar or Cassar was the winner. Advanced was Richard Freeman, Nikki, and Mike Andrews. In the expert trucks, it was George Hooper. No. No, I'll take it back. That's George Hopper, because there's Hopper and there's Hooper out there. So
yeah, I get him.
This is George Hopper, Jeffrey Cohn, and Casey Shackelford. And in the pro trucks, Chris Dre, Gene Motown Abraham, and Rocky Rommel. In the Hawk GT class, Gary Brown was your amateur winner. Advanced was Paul Aludi and Dan White. The expert was George Hopper, Jeffrey Cohn, Anthony Varner. Pro was Chris Wright, Chris Dre, and Herman James. And in the LMP Advanced, it was Ken Keyes and Richard Freeman. The expert was Anthony Varner, John Wilbur, and Jeremy Stouts. In Pro, it was Gene again over Chris Wright and Jason Hooper. Wing Cars was at Mid-America Bloomington last weekend, and they raced the wing cars on the really fast Chris Dad's Hill Climb that's there. In the International 15 class, Jeff Bechtel was your winner. Chad Siewert was second. Mike Darnell was third. C12, it was Jeff Jones winning over Tony Thomas and Mike Darnell. And in 27 light, Jeff Jones doubled up by winning, and Al Harley was second, and Chad was in third. Then the Mid-American Hard Body Stock Car Club was at Mid-America. No, they were at Thaser Raceway last weekend. And it was also a B&E, or not, excuse me, take that away. It was also a JPM performance race. It was like, it wasn't a combo race, but JP used it as one of the races in his series, for his Indiana series, because you got JP series in Indiana, except they go to Pro Slot, and then you've got the B&E Crosstown Challenge, which stays in Illinois. So this was a Mid-American Hard Body and JPM points races. So in the hobby,
saying that fast.
In the hobby stock class, Dennis Clark was the winner. Dave Solomon was second, and Tony Mavalota was in third. In the super stock class, John Miller was the winner. Austin Melchurska was second. And who we're missing is, in the B&E side of things, JP Melchurska was third. But because he doesn't count himself in his series, Rick Stagan was third overall in the JPM series. Does it make any sense?
Got it.
Okay. And then in pony stock, John Miller doubled up. He was the winner in pony stock. Austin was second again. And Neil Eisler was third in the JPM side of things. But JP was actually third overall in the Mid-American Hard Body side. So, Penn Ohio Retro Series was at the Washington, Pennsylvania Slot Car Club. Stock car winner was Steve Kepp, with Greg Mayer in second, Steve Plosnuck third. F1, Rick Bernardo Jr. was your winner. Greg Mayer was second, Steve Plosnuck was third. And in Can-Am, Rick Jr. was the winner with Steve Kepp second and Greg Mayer in third. No podium picks, sorry for that. And then the Florida Wing Car Series was in action down at Melbourne, Florida, and at Race Pace. Group F, Jeff Cox was the winner. Tommy Stringfield in second, and Randy Sherrill in third. Group 12 Light, it was Tommy Stringfield winning, with Randy in second and Dave Butterfield in third. And in Group 12, Dave Butterfield was the winner. Tommy Stringfield was second, and Northerner Ray Lee was third. That's your winner, chicken dinner reports.
Sunday.
He's on it. Okay, so this weekend, of course, we have the Flexi Flats race down at Slot Car Track Concord, Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday they'll run GT12 and I guess Eurosport 24th, kind of a warm-up exhibition kind of race. The AWRA is at Thunder Road in Virginia. We have the Central Illinois Slot Series at Route 66 Raceway in Elkhart, Illinois. The OCC, Ohio Challenge Cup Series, is at Haven Raceway, Elyria, Ohio. And the Texas Series Wing Car Race is at PA Watson's in the Houston, Texas area. November 24th, you got the Texas Two-Step Retro Race at Dallas Slot Cars. And you have the AWRA, which will be at American Adrenaline down in Randleman, North Carolina, home of Richard Petty. And a couple of races that were announced in the last couple of days. The annual Turkey Nationals that always used to take place at Tri-State Motorplex, or Rick Blackson's raceway for many years. He started the Turkey Nationals many, many years ago. It will now be down at in Louisville, I believe, at Joe Bananon's place. New drag strip, new dragway, raceway. And we'll have more information on that. That's December 9th and 10th. And then December 15th is the NASCAR Christmas Tree 400 at the Slot Cars Are Us, the track, White House, Tennessee. It's a hard body race. Other than being a big race, the first, second, and third place trophies, I guess, are a 43-inch screen television for first, 32 inches for second, and 24-inch for third. So, giving away some TVs.
That's cool.
There. Yeah. So, and of course, we've got some, because we haven't given away or no one's claimed them, I guess, on the last few shows we've done this. JP Milchurska, JPM Performance, wants us to give away some more of his motor mounting screws. So we'll do that later in the show. And that's all I have for now. And I don't know why I brought that up. Stop that. So anyway, what would Shane like to bring up or talk about?
We got the Flexi Flats this weekend.
Yes, we do.
I think we're all going to that.
Yep. Well, 27 of us are.
Yeah. I'm thinking when it's all said and done, there's going to be 32.
Yeah, I think they'll pick up a few.
I know he's been pushing the locals and whatnot to do it. So
right.
And I mean, there's plenty of talent there that can do it. You know, I mean, he's got some good local guys.
Right. Now, did I didn't see anything. Did they have a little race last Sunday?
If they did, I'm like, you haven't seen anything. I didn't, because we had the Mid-South race last weekend.
Right.
And I stayed because he closes at 10. I think we stayed. Me and Bobby stayed until about 9. And then we left. I tested just, running the track because that was the first time that he, at that time, he had both power supplies hooked up to it. Still didn't have all the wiring finished up, but he had it glued with the double bottles of medium because he had been gluing it lighter. So.
Okay, so I got a quick question because I didn't. Did you run a Phoenix motor in your GTP car?
I did not. I ran a built motor.
Okay.
Myself and Bobby. There was only one person. That was Carl, Big Money. He ran a Phoenix motor.
So I guess where I was going to go with this, how much faster was a GTP car compared to a Flexi Flats LMP car?
The fastest I personally went with my Flexi Flats LMP car was a 4.78. And the fastest I went with my GTP car with built 540 Super 16 C arm, 441.
Okay.
Let me start that over. 451 qualifying, 449 in the race, and Bobby went a 438.
Okay.
I think I got all that out right.
So 410. So 410's faster with the GTP. Yep. Okay. Okay, I was just curious. Don't know what I'll do with that information, but it was just a question.
Yeah. And then with GT12s, the fastest I've seen with GT12s is about a 449.
Okay.
So GTP and GT12 with the L&P body is right at about the same.
Yeah, because you ran high downforce GTP bodies, so.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, because I was just thinking, like, when we were down at the Pro Flexi Challenge, there was, basically, 4/10 difference between 4.5 tenths, I guess, because GTP went 498 and LMP with FK motors went 445. So.
Yeah, I don't, you know me, I don't remember none of that stuff.
No, I just wonder if
I should probably
that
take
kind of
notes.
difference was carrying over to the flat track, and apparently it is.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking about the Phoenix motor. Because it's like we were telling Carl if he had more time to work with gearing, he could probably get the Phoenix motor closer.
Yeah, smaller pinion.
And stuff. Because I tried one a week or two prior to that, and it was just like the bottom end was too soft, and then it just went ballistic. And it was just like, yeah, I'm just going to run a built motor and be done with this whole thing.
Off on
So.
Cool.
Yep.
So, racing starts Friday evening, or I should say qualifying for LMP starts Friday evening. And then all the cars will be impounded overnight and walk in the door and start racing LMP on Saturday. And then there'll be a little break and tech and qualify GT or DTM and run those Saturday, I guess, afternoon, evening.
Right. And just a heads up, there's, like I said, I mean, people that are coming early or arriving on time or whatnot, there's plenty of places to eat. So if they're worried about, hey, where can I go to eat or where can I go just to kind of get away? I mean, there's an ice cream place next door that I finally tried. It's great.
So is the raceway actually in downtown Concord?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. You go up the stairs, go out the swinging doors, hang a left, building next door is the ice cream shop, or you can just basically walk upstairs and go around the corner, and there's a place called The Grill. I think I posted that on Facebook or took pictures of it or whatnot. They got sandwiches and salads and stuff like that. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I've been going up there every weekend practicing. Right. Me and Bobby went across the street, and there's a place, I call it, it's like Ganani's or something like that. I just call it Gucci's. I don't know why. That's just what I call it. But I mean, they got a full bar if you want to have a drink. It's kind of an Italian place. It's pretty good food, reasonably priced. There's a Whataburger out back in the parking lot within walking distance.
Like Texas Whataburgers?
I haven't been there yet.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I guess it's kind of like the chain Whataburger.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I really
plenty of places to eat. If you want to just get out and go walk around just to get a break, there's all kinds of stuff around there. I think Friday night there's supposed to be a Christmas tree lighting. Saturday there's supposed to be a Christmas parade. So there's going to be a lot going on.
Cool. Okay. Okay, so last week we weren't on the show. It was me and Walker and guest Justin Colvin. And we touched a little bit on commercial availability and price restrictions. I don't know if you watched the show or not. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to bring up or add? Or
I mean, I believe, I know we kind of talked before show or whatnot, and I guess you could say I kind of agree with you, and even like I believe Justin said the same thing. What's $9 more on a chassis when you're spending $2 to $3, $4, $5, maybe even $1,000 to travel?
Right.
I mean, as long as everyone can get it and it's available, then I
Right.
don't really see the problem with the price, as long as it's not some kind of off the wall, $70 for a flexi chassis.
Right.
I believe there should be a price cap, but I also believe in, there has to be an increase at some point, because I mean, every year stuff increases in pricing.
Right.
You
And
know,
nothing goes down, that's for sure.
right? So how much it should go up, I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean,
So since we had the show, and I
right,
think after the show, I think after the show aired, I think on last Thursday, I don't know if it was Wednesday or Thursday, but Mazzetti Racing announced that their price was going up due to the tariffs.
right,
And that was kind of a hot topic button, I guess,
yeah,
Friday or
yeah,
Thursday or Friday, I guess. He must have announced on Wednesday, and then I guess maybe it was Thursday. And I mean, it's all kind of died down now. But
right,
the way I see it, the majority of the people were just kind of like, so be it. It goes up.
right.
We like the chassis. We like the car. Whatever. We're going to continue to race it. Now, haven't seen too many groups say one way or the other, except for FNRS. They made an announcement that the car would be legal for next year.
Yeah, we touched base on it this past weekend at the Mid-South race. I used to be the president, the tech guy, and all that there. I still kind of helped Timmy with it. We kind of talked about it. And he asked my opinion and whatnot, and I just basically just told him, hey, I don't really see a problem with it. Things are going to go up sooner than later.
Right.
So I don't know if there's been an announcement with that yet or not.
I haven't seen anything, but yeah, then that brought up the whole, up at the can of worms of, a lot of groups don't really have. I mean, USRA has a dollar limit. FNRS has a dollar limit. Both groups are definitely structured different in the rules because, USRA, for them to change that, they have to take a vote of the membership. And there is no membership per se in FNRS. And FNRS basically just has grandfathered the car in for one more year because, here's the rub. Okay, so you've got $31 Mazzetti cars, or $31 Mazzetti cars. I got $31 Mazzetti cars. There are a bunch of people got them. So now they're above $31. So if they're thrown out, everyone who's got that $31 investment times how many they have, now can't run them.
Right.
Okay, so
there was one thing that I did see that I kind of agreed with. Was I read a post where someone said it would be nice if the packaging on the now $39 Mazzettis was different than the ones before. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's a problem. I understand what you're saying, but see, that's another problem as far as rules go, because I mean, there will be no difference between a $31 car and a $40 car. It's still the same.
Yes, still the same chassis. It would just
there's no way you really know.
Yeah.
That this guy paid 31 for his and this guy paid 39 for his.
Yeah, because I read a post about that and I was like, I can kind of see where someone's sitting on a bunch of old stock, Well,
and see, here's okay, so everybody, again, everyone's got a different argument about it, but
I mean, honestly, me, it's just
okay. For track owners, they're going to make more money, with a higher price chassis.
Mm-hmm.
Distributors make a little bit more. Manufacturers had to raise his price to cover the tariff, which he's really not making any money on. He's just covering it to cover his cost of the tariff, plus any other incidental increases he's had along the way, and that he probably hasn't been able to adjust for. Okay, so where am I going with this? Well,
I mean, basically every year everything gets a price increase because, like, I'm in the construction business, and like right now we're already getting sheets saying, "Hey, as of January 2nd, 2019, steel's going up $1. This is going up $1. This is going up 70." I mean, everything every year. I mean, I don't think there's been a year yet. I've been there 16 years that a manufacturer or supplier has said, "Hey, your price is staying the same."
Right. Right.
So,
So, excuse me. So, like I said, the tracks are going to make more money.
mm-hmm.
And the only person going to pay more money is the racer. Okay.
Right.
And in a situation like this, I personally would rather pay more for my next chassis than to have to throw away what I've already got or can't run what I've got.
Right.
And at the same time, I don't care how many racers, and maybe not all fit in this case, but if you take 10 guys and all they have is Mazzetti chassis,
Right.
and now they can't run them
mm-hmm.
because the price went up $8,
Right.
they now have to go out and buy all new chassis of a different brand,
right,
and start over at $3,150.
Yep.
At the max. I mean, some chassis,
Right. Yeah.
some are, but I mean, yeah, I mean, so is it a good thing to throw out stuff that, and each group is free to do what they want. It's their groups,
Right.
their rules, their whatever they want to do.
Right.
So
it's like you either pay $8 more, or some guys have to start the whole race program over with.
right.
It's like you said, there's all kinds of different ways to look at it.
Yep.
I mean, I was talking to someone before, and it's like, have you ever seen some of these guys go out after races and see how much they've drank and what they've ate? I don't think that $8 is really going to hurt,
But yeah, but at the same time, not everybody can afford to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or they can't afford to travel to all the spending the money to races. Like I said, some people,
right.
Another $8 to me is really nothing compared.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Compared
me and
to,
you, I mean, yeah.
For what most racers spend on tires and motors, and I'll throw bodies in there because if you're going to do kind of choice or whatever, the $8 increase on a chassis is nothing because tires are disposable and the bodies are disposable and the motors are pretty much disposable. So with a chassis, you can kind of run indefinitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a couple chassis. I got a couple chassis. I got 20 races.
Or go to, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago, take one chassis that cost you $40 and win a $500 race.
Well, actually, it cost me $30.
Yeah. Right. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay.
No, I know. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Like you said, everyone's different. And I've raced all kinds of stuff, and I know it sounds crazy, but like when I look at the price of things, it's always been, I'm doing this for a reason, and I race for a reason, and money has a little bit to do with it, but I mean, I'm one of the rare breed. It's just like, I'll starve myself to go race,
Some of the old timers, old timer manufacturers would tell you that the slot car industry kind of made a mistake for so many years of trying to keep things cheap.
Right.
Because the general public just regard them as toys. They'd come in and, spend, back in my time. I mean, okay, when I first started racing, the raceway opened, and then after a couple of months, I'll manage it. But I mean, I can't tell how many $15 womp womps we sold.
Right.
Well, $10 womp womps is what they retail for, but we kind of sold for $15. But I can't tell how many of those we sold. People would leave, and you never see them again. It's like, what did they do with those cars? Did they go home and throw them away?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just like,
so
I sit here and think about racers now that I've raced with over the years, and it's like, where's all their stuff?
Right.
I mean, at one point, Mid-South had 30 guys. It's like, where's their stuff?
Right. So the argument there is we kept it cheap. No one took it seriously. They didn't have a huge investment.
Right.
And they throw the stuff away. They don't care. They don't come back.
Right.
Compared to RC cars where they were much more expensive. Because everyone says, so expensive. Yeah. Well, yeah, but then people take it a little more seriously.
Right.
And they before they involve themselves with it, they go, okay, I'm going to spend all this money, so that means I need to get serious and get involved with this and race and blah, 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 blah. So the RC has bigger returns down the road because it's such a huge investment.
Right.
So I'm not saying to raise the prices for slot cars across the board.
Yeah. No, I know all about RC car racing. Been there, done that.
Right.
It was
I
one of
mean,
those RC car racing or go back to big car racing. It's basically costing me the same thing, you
right.
know?
I mean,
So
when
it's
I
like, oh,
started, like, just to give you an example, when I started racing, 16D motors were $5.
right. I think when
Okay.
I started, they were 30.
No, I'm talking just the Chinese throwaway,
Right.
Hong Kong made.
We were buying the fast ones, the ones you were
No,
making.
no, no. Yeah, I'm
Trinity.
just talking the stock versions.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so they were $5 for the Johnson 16D motors, but you could buy a Mira C-can motor for less than $20,
Right.
depending on what group, if this is group
Right.
20 or group 12 or.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Group
But
20s back then, they were right at like, what were they? Almost $30, $35.
well, I can remember you could buy a Mira new breed Group 20 motor, which had the elephant ear heat sinks on it, bus bars, ball bearing, cam bearing, Group 20 motors for like $35. Okay, and that that just seemed like a lot of money.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, I remember, yeah.
but the thing was, Mura sold thousands and thousands and thousands of these motors. Not to mention what was sold 16D wise, but again, $5 motor, throw it away. But you had
Right.
these Mura motors that were rebuildable, and they sold thousands and thousands for years. Where are they all at? It's back to
Yeah.
that race 30 years ago. Where's this stuff at?
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of stuff gets thrown away over time.
I just, like I've told people before, I'm sure you're the same way. I got boxes of stuff,
Oh, I do too.
bodies and chassis and motors. And, every now and again, I'll get a wild hair and throw something on eBay, just like, oh, see if someone will bite on it.
Yep. So, and I think some people thought that Mazzetti was just raising the prices just to raise
I
prices.
mean, you could also think too, I mean, how long has it been since he's had, or any manufacturer in that case, have a price increase? So, for instance, say like, in 2000 they were, $30, and
Right.
every year he went up $1.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
he's
in
pretty much
2000,
right.
2000 they were $30. Now they're 39. That's $1 for every year. So then would they still have the same argument? Oh, it's $39.
Right. Well, again,
Yeah.
as we talked about on the show a couple weeks ago, you know, Parma Flexi car ready to run cars were 2250.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think the cheapest ready to run car you can probably buy today, a Flexi chassis car,
Right. With $75.
75 to $80 minimum.
Yeah. Yeah.
So things, I mean, like you said, things go up. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
when I started racing, magnesium came in, wing car tires, if you will, 332nd hub tires were like $2.99 a pair.
Right. We started with Parma tuna tires, and they were $8.95.
Right. And now they're $11.95, $12.95.
Oh yeah.
But pretty soon, I think that's going to change because,
And now the Kelly Retro $20 tires aren't going to be too bad to buy at $20 a pop.
Well, they'll be affected by if they're on magnesium wheels, they'll be affected at some point by the tariff.
Right.
So, and depends on where the aluminum's made.
Right.
I don't know if that aluminum for the wheels is made here in the country. It can be. I don't know if
Right. Oh yeah.
you could be importing it because it's cheaper to get it through China than it is to buy the
Right.
rounds, as they call them here in the States.
Right.
So, yeah, time's going to tell.
Oh yeah.
But
I have to do one of your things. I'm either for it or against it. It's just
right.
I've always been one of those ones that's just kind of, it is what it is. I understand.
Right.
I don't want people to think, oh, I'm arguing or whatever, or I don't agree with it. It's just,
right.
And
I think, as far as I can recall, this is like the first, this is the first thing outside of slot racing that's really could have an effect on pricing in slot car racing.
Right.
Because for years, manufacturers are always trying to source the same quality for less money by going elsewhere to get it. And I mean, the majority of it's here in the country, but as a manufacturer, I mean, I always try and lower my overhead versus just raising my overhead and then raising my prices to cover it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because if I can lower my overhead, I can keep my prices and retain or maybe make my profit
Right.
better
Yeah.
with raising the prices. And then you have companies that just raise prices every year or 2 years just to raise prices.
Right.
Because, you know, everything else goes up in life, so we need to raise
Oh yeah. That's
So,
the construction business. At least here, you know what I mean? It's just
right. So it is what it is. So there you have it.
Yep.
And I'm pretty confident that those chassis won't be legal for USRA, and that's fine. I know
yeah.
Ernie's okay with that. You know, Ernie knew that. He has no hard feelings or ill will. So, I mean, you know, and USRA hasn't made an announcement, but
Right.
they have to follow their rules. So, therefore, we all know that that chassis will be out
Right.
for the upcoming scale nets and beyond, unless something is proposed and they change.
Yeah. Changes. Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Oh yeah. Good thing about it is we still have other series that allow it, so it's not a complete loss.
Right.
So.
Yep. And that's the thing too. I mean, series have to do what's best for them, because if the majority of racers are using something, a particular item, and you wish to outlaw it for whatever reason, then you may lose racers because they just may say.
And you go back to like you were saying, you know, you got 10 guys with X chassis that's now illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot to think about, you know, because it's you go one way, this could happen. You go another way, that could happen. So.
Right. Yep. And
I try to stay out of the middle of it.
Well, I know.
You know?
Yeah, no problem.
I'm a little controversy. You know, I don't mind having a good debate about things, but certain things just like,
it's hard to debate. It's hard to really debate it because I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer.
Right.
You know, we're being affected by outside forces or whatever, however you want to call it. That posted somewhere that's now affecting us. I mean, that'd be like, I remember years ago when I worked at Parma, and at that time, you know, there was Hong Kong, which was a separate country entity from China because it was under British rule for 99 years or something. And I think in 95, 94, 95 is when that rule, British rule, was over, and then China absorbed Hong Kong. There was a big fear, not by where I worked, but there was a big fear and concern that China might cut off countries that was dealing with Hong Kong. So if you're getting all your supplies or your motors from Hong Kong and now you can't,
right?
You know, that's another outside force deal. But you know, China's all about selling to us, so that door was kept open. But yeah, there was some international concern that was going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't happen. So, you got anything else?
I'm got one more day of work, then I'm headed north.
You're going racing.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. It's rainy. It's been nasty down here. Job sites have been terrible. And it's just like, I got one more day. Get to see some friends I haven't seen. It's been cold here for us Southerners. We dropped down finally into the 50s, and I was just like, yeah.
Because last night I looked and it said the weather this weekend was going to be in the 50s there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that's going to be about 20 degrees warmer than here.
Right.
Yeah, so 54 and sunny on Friday, and 60.
Last Sunday was cold up there. Or it's cold to me.
But you're going down to 31 at night, so that's cold for you guys.
Yeah. Well, I woke up I stay at Bobby's house, and he's probably 45 minutes or so from the track.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I woke up Sunday morning, and I grabbed my phone and looked at it, and I was like, wow, it's 28 degrees outside, you know?
Right. Which here it's going to be 39, so it'll be a heat wave down there.
Right. I'll be there Thursday afternoonish sometime.
Okay.
I'll stay through till Sunday. Race GT12, and I don't have any Eurosport stuff, so kind of like Walker. If someone wants to loan me one and say have fun, I'll gladly give it a whirl. I make no promises.
Well, you got 3 GT1s for rent, don't you, or for loan?
One, two, yeah, I got 3. Yep. Bobby's already hitting me up for one because his we're still working on.
Okay.
We haven't quite got his right yet.
Okay.
We messed with it some last week, and I think a lot of it was late and he was tired.
Right.
I was tired, so it was kind of just like, oh, let's not mess with this just yet, you know?
Yeah.
So, but now I got 3. Gonna try I got a new Mazzetti. I got it built up. Got it all ready to go. I'm gonna try that Thursday. So
cool.
Should be a good time. Track's really nice now. I mean, he's got all of it painted.
Lane striped.
Lane striped. Glue. Plenty of power.
That should be a good time.
Yep. Plenty of room. I think he was bringing in more tables. So.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I guess after this weekend, he'll start getting the King Cobra moved into place.
He said that he would Monday. Monday's going to start. That's when he's going to start moving that.
Yeah, once he gets the track, everything finalized on the MTT, I mean, he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it should be either tonight, tomorrow, maybe Wednesday at the latest. And I mean, that track, my knowledge, should be done.
Yeah, done and ready.
I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, he may paint the inside and outside walls for the Nats just to kind of, pretty it up, freshen it up, But I mean, a little bit of scratches and all that here and there don't hurt nothing,
Yeah. So we're going to give away 2 JPM
motor screws.
Motor screws. Screw your motor into your chassis, screw the motor into the chassis. So, Jeff Bonanno, he's a retro racer. He can use them.
Yeah, he'll use those. Yeah.
These are mainly like for, I guess, Womp racers, retro racers, and drag racers. And wing car racers. And we've drawn, same. One more. Frankie Schaefer, another retro racer. So, Frankie and Jeff, you need to contact JP Melchurska or go to the JPM Performance Facebook page and let them know you were winners. JPM, and JP will gladly mail those out to you. So, free screws, a free screwing, courtesy JPM. So,
what time are you looking to get there?
Probably middle of the afternoon.
Gotcha.
Mid-afternoon.
Should I wait before I eat lunch, or should I eat lunch?
You might want to get a snack.
All right, just in case.
Yeah.
I remember for Durham, I was like, "Hey, you hungry?"
I would imagine it'd be about the same time as Durham.
Gotcha. Just gonna leave a little earlier.
No, I'm gonna plan on leaving the same time, but again, it just depends on traffic.
Gotcha.
So, Thursday will probably be an easier travel day than Friday.
Oh yeah.
So,
I think he's opening the track at like 8 or 10.
I won't be there that early.
Yeah, nah. I did that last Saturday because I didn't get off work until late Friday, and I was like, I'll just get up early and head down there. And like 7:30, I show up, and Randy's like, I was about to call you and see where you're at. And he was like, what time did you leave? I was like, I left like 3:30 in the morning, you know. And he was like, And I'm like, it's got a lot to do.
How late's he gonna be open Thursday?
10, 11. Randy's a racer. He'll stay open.
Right.
I think I'm the only one he gives a curfew because he knows I'll stay there 24/7. Because Bobby's normally over there. Hey, tell him you're closing at 10. If not, he'll be here all night.
And Walker just sleeps under the track, right?
Yeah, he's got like a cot or something in the back room.
Yeah, I knew it.
I knew it. George has got a room back in the corner. I thought about I told Bobby, I was like, we need to take that room and put a cot or like an air mattress in there. So if we want to get a nap, we can go back there and no one will mess with us. It won't be like Goo Goo putting lane stickers on us and painting her fingernails and drawing on us. So.
Yep. Yeah, there was some of that took place.
Yeah, I seen the pictures of that. That was funny.
So
yeah, it should be a good time. Like I said, it'd be nice to see some people I haven't seen since the Nats in 17.
Yeah, with Justin Colvin and Goo Goo and Chris Radish and Casey Scott. Just a few names that come to my head.
Got Herman. He's coming.
Herman. And there might be a couple of surprise last-minute entries, but we'll see.
Right.
Big name last-minute entries.
I'm looking forward to it. Last big race of the year for me. I was thinking about that today, all the traveling I did this year. So take some time off and then get ready for January. Fire it all back up.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so I'm going to pick the secret word of the show. Actually,
all right.
I don't know if it's a word, it's more of a name. But because we're all kind of history buffs a little bit and everything, we will go with David Pearson. Or better, we'll just go with the Silver Fox.
There you go. I like it.
Pay our respects to David Pearson. I think if you're if you're a longtime slot car racer, like if you raced in the 60s up until now, even if you took time off, it's like, racing's part of slot car racing. I mean, slot car racing.
I mean, Ernie Irvin might even be there this weekend.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, he was there last weekend because they had the big race up at Hickory.
So anyway, yeah, we will. Silver Fox will be the secret words, and rest in peace, David Pearson. I mean, I was never like a big David Pearson fan when he was hot, and what I'm saying, like,
right.
And I mean, like back when back when I was a kid, you didn't have the coverage of NASCAR like you have now.
Right.
Like you had the last 20 years. I mean, so you would, like, I guess how I got turned on to NASCAR racing, because not that it's really slot racing related, but it kind of is.
Right.
Was I would buy model kits and build model kits. I was a huge model kit builder.
Yep.
From the time I was probably 7 years old up until I was 11 or 12, and then found bicycles or did other things.
Yeah.
So I always say that, like, I learned a lot of things about cars and building and some history and current events by building model kits.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying, like, this is the engine. I mean, you can take a model kit and, let's say, just take the engine block and ask a kid, what is this today? And they would have no clue. Like, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know an engine from the rear end, from the transmission, from.
Right.
So,
Randy has made the comment of going places with Ernie, and like the little kids just.
Yeah.
You tell them, hey, this is Ernie Irvin. They're like, who? They don't have a clue who he is,
So I mean, slot car racing tries to emulate real racing, and there's a crossover there. So, but yeah, I think I was reading today, like on Facebook, somebody said that they need to. What'd be really cool is if they used one of the Pearson cars, either the 17 or the 21 Wood Brothers car, and use it as the pace car for the race.
Pace car, yeah. That's for.
And then once somebody said, yeah, and have Richard Petty drive it, and another one was like, no, get Leonard Wood to do it. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for 5 or 6 years, I went to Darlington. I always sat in Pearson Tower.
Right.
You know, people always said, hey, you know, he's there. You just kind of find him because he's always walking around, you know.
Well, okay, so I don't know if so in like 1980, I think it was 83, yeah, we went down to Daytona, and we bought one pit pass and got 7 of us into the pit room. One pass by one guy goes in and walks down the fence and hands it through. And
right.
So
back
once
before
you get
security, it was real crazy.
Yeah. So back then, you could get in the pit area, but the trick was getting into the garage area.
Oh yeah.
That was so we're all just standing around, and my buddy Larry says, when a car comes rolling by here that's going real slow, or maybe just kind of coasting through, just get behind it and push it. Just, get behind it, start pushing, push it right through the gate.
Yeah.
They won't ask you for your credentials. So we're standing there, we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and everybody's going zoom, zoom. So pretty soon, it's kind of like, where'd Larry go? And he's pushing David Pearson's Chattanooga chew car right in through the gates. he said when he come to the stop, David said, "Oh, hey, thanks." He didn't even know him. So.
There's times like whenever I was up in Cody, they always gave us like wristbands.
Yeah.
And it's same thing. Like I said, it was one thing to be on pit road. It's another thing to be in the pits. And They always had that. The easiest way we used to get people in the pits was always, you do qualifying, and after qualifying, they push all the cars out, and everyone could come down and meet and greet and autograph.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't go back over.
Right.
They never check. Right. We just say, hey, go get in the hauler and sit in the hauler until the race starts. Once the race starts, you never had any officials walking around.
Yep.
They were real big on like Friday. They would check everyone's wristbands or whatnot, And like they got to where they just knew my face because I would always go back and forth because I would do his tires. And the tire truck was always outside.
Right.
So I'd have to leave the track and come back in, and it just got to wherever I did that for 3 years. Everyone just knew my face. And it's just like, I probably never would have to buy a pit pass, if it was just,
right.
The sanctioning officials. But, yeah, the track owners and all that, they kind of monitor that stuff. It's just like, you need your wristband. All right.
Yep. All right, well, that's all I got for this week. So,
going to get to building cars.
I got to finish up.
I'm going to do a couple of odds and ends and save some stuff for Thursday.
So if you're going racing this weekend, good luck and be safe. And we will see you next week, next Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. We will have episode number 67 up. So we will wish you a happy Turkey Day then. But
until then, start warming up.
Yeah, start eating.
Yep, or fasting, whichever you want to do.
Yeah. Get those jaws a flapping.
Oh yeah.
So I'll see you in a few days.
I'll be there
next week.
Yep.
All right.